Hi, Tracy here with BibleJournalingMinistries.com, and today I get to share with you what God revealed as a result of the dream I had on Monday. I actually have two interpretations of this dream, and I want to thank everyone who responded in the comments with verses for me to read and thoughts for me to consider. They were all so valuable and really have helped me to kind of interpret the dream in two different ways. So I have two interpretations, and I'm actually going to take two action steps. This will be the last time I talk about this on this channel. This channel is about Bible journaling, which is one of the interpretations, by the way. So I'm glad I put it on here, but I will also let you know that future things that are not Bible journaling related will be on another channel that I'll start. So that way you guys can get updates and tips and tricks and things like that are not Bible journaling related on a different channel. We can just keep this channel focused on Bible journaling. So let me share with you the first and I think most likely interpretation of the dream. The first thing is, I think, and for those of you guys who didn't get a chance to watch the other video, I'm going to give you a quick summary real quick. The quick summary was I was walking with a man who was very kind and gentle and very helpful in keeping me calm during the dream. And we were talking about how do we help more people learn more about Jesus? Like, how do we share the good news? And all of a sudden the ground started shaking and trees started just coming up for the ground, and they were old scraggly trees. So they were like mesquite trees, if you know what those look like. And then out of these trees, the branches came out, and these maple leaves came out, and they were fall colors. So they were red, yellow, and orange, and they just kind of sprung out and kind of popped down and hung like cherries. And there must have been like hundreds or thousands of these kind of old malnourished trees kind of coming out of the ground. And so he was really calm. I was freaking out. But he calmed me, so it was really nice. And so that kind of ends the first scene. And the second scene is when a girl is coming up to me, and I'm talking to my sister, and I'm trying to explain to her what is going on in this other dream. And so I'm trying to talk to her, and this other girl keeps interrupting me and telling me she's having the very same dream. So that's the summary of it all. If you hear my dogs in the background, I apologize. I'm in my parents' RV, Dad and Mom Rollins' RV, and we're staying here just being of help for them, at least, until, because Dad just got back from the hospital. So that's why it looks a little bit different here. So that is the summary light version of the dream. If you want to see that video, I'll put a link in the description so you can go back and see that. So my interpretation, my first interpretation was not that. It was not this one I'm going to tell you now. This one came to me this morning, and I'm 80% confident this is what this means. But I also know that when the Lord gives me these dreams, and he gives them to me, and they're usually during a big change in my life, or a big change in many people's life. So the first time I remember receiving these type of dreams was during the Great Recession, well, actually right before the Great Recession, and it was to prepare for the recession. And the next time I got these vivid dreams was right before I started Bible Journaling Ministries. And that was a huge change in my life, and hopefully has encouraged you and impacted yours in some small way. This time, so anytime he gives me something, I'm always like, something's happening, something's new, I have to go do something new. And I think that may be the case, but until I'm confident, well, not until I'm confident, because I'm actually taking steps now. So it's not until I'm confident. I'm hearing the Lord potentially say that I need to do something new, and I'll explain that in just a minute. But let me give you the first interpretation of this dream that I just received this morning, which makes me feel really comforted. Okay, so the first interpretation of this dream that I think is 80% likely is that we have a Bible journaling conference coming this fall. And we've been a little bit struggling as a leadership team behind the scenes because things have been very, very tough in our ministry. So I'm always transparent with you. I'm not going to lie. Things are not easy. We always have to make do with what we have. I'd love to see us continue to just, grow and grow and grow. This year has been very difficult. So I just want to let you know that may be part of the interpretation of this dream, is that things have been difficult, not just for our members and not just for our ministry, but I think also many people. So I think the barren land so first of all, I think the trees sprouting up with the colors means this is going to happen in the fall. And that I have interpreted since the beginning. The colors of the leaves to me have always resembled timing, and since day one. So I'm pretty sure this is something that's happening in the fall. Well, our free Bible journaling conference happens in the fall. In fact, this year it's going to be October 16th, 17th, and 18th. And it's always free, just so you know. So the barren land could be the tree, and the trees sprouting out up can be old believers and new believers, and maybe old believers sharing with new believers, and maybe that is what the leaves are coming out, and maybe even new believers sharing the good news of Jesus Christ, and those leaves are coming out. So this, and funny enough, the girl in my dream, her name is S.A., and we actually have a speaker. I believe we have a speaker. I'm almost confident we have a speaker with initials S at the beginning and A at the end. So, and many of you guys said maybe she was a helper. Well, I think we have a speaker. I don't remember. We have plenty of speakers in this conference, so I don't always remember everything. And the kind man, there was only one kind man in my dream, and there's actually only one kind man in the conference besides Jesus. So in my dream, it could have been Jesus, with me. It could also be my husband, who is very kind, who's very comforting, who just is a very gentle and caring and wise man. So I think if I'm going to interpret the dream, I think the first thing is just God's reassuring me that yes, times are tough, things are hard for you and for your ministry and for those around you. It's okay. This conference is going to bring the good news to people who are not who are new and old believers. So I'm excited about it. I think this is a wonderful confirmation. This is a wonderful reassurance from the Lord. And that is the very first interpretation I have. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited that I believe the Lord is saying, hey, don't worry about the conference. It's going to be great. There's going to be fruit produced from it, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about the finances. You don't have to worry about the people. I will bring the people. You don't have to worry about anything. So I'm excited to think that is the interpretation. If you are curious about that conference, it is going to be October 16th, 17th, and 18th. The signups will begin September 1st, so stay tuned to the channel, subscribe, like the video, let us know, give us that encouragement. We appreciate that so much. And if you're a member of our newsletter, great. We'll also be sharing and letting you know when the conference registration is open. Again, it's free October 16th, 17th, and 18th. There will be upgrades if you want to keep the videos. There'll be upgrades if you want a premiere pack that has like a ton of resources in there for super cheap. But that will, again, happen October 16th, 17th, 18th. And I'm very confident that the Lord is saying, hey, don't worry. I know things are tough right now. Things are going to get better, and I'm here by your side. And so, again, the man can represent Jesus. The man can also represent my husband. That being said, my action step for that is just to continue what we're doing for the conference. So I had just finished designing t-shirts yesterday, and those are in the approval process now for the rest of the leadership team. So we're just continuing to move forward. And I know all of the speakers are continuing to move forward. I know many of them are having some troubles as well these days. So if you would be in prayer for the conference, be in prayer for the speakers, and be in prayer for the leadership team, and just be in thanks and praise to the Lord for the ability to put on these conferences that are very, very difficult to put together, and also they're not cheap. And we offer this conference for free. So I hope that you guys will join us again. Subscribe to the newsletter. It's in the description. Subscribe to the channel. I'm just so excited for it, and I think it's going to be great. The second interpretation I have of this dream is a little more context for you behind this which I also think there's a good chance the Lord wants me to do this as well. So I'm going to start this direction. How do I say this? About a year ago, the Lord has been talking to me about helping people with life in general. Like the Lord has blessed me. I have a very blessed and fulfilled life. It's not been easy. I've been, I've been poor. I'm moderate income now, but I've been poor. And I know that He has provided so many skills and abilities for me to encourage people in a space where they might be down and feeling like they don't have another option, or feeling like they can't move and take the next step. And so in Momentum, which is our digital Bible journaling subscription program, I always tell people in the last part, hey, just take that one next step. Whatever that is, go ahead and do it. So I believe the Lord is telling me that I need to do that on a broader sense. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start a new channel. It's going to be called One Blessed Step. I'll give you some background as to why I'm doing this. And that channel is going to be about helping people live a fulfilled life, like a life that you don't need a vacation from, a life that you're not trying to run away from, and just taking these small little steps. I don't know the format. I don't know anything besides what the Lord has currently revealed to me, and that is to take that step. So I have launched a channel on YouTube. It's called One Blessed Step. There's currently 1 subscriber to it. I think that might be Shallon. So if you don't mind, if you are interested in joining that journey, that'll be the place where we just talk. Like, it'll just be like, here's a tip that I learned. Here's a way that we survived the Great Recession with no income. Here's how, here's where to find food for free. Here's how to get help with, whatever it is, right? So there's going to be a ton of different helpful tips on that channel. Why am I doing that? Okay, so a year ago, the Lord came to me and He said, I need you to do more for the ministry. And I said, no. Quite truthfully, I don't have time. So it's not like I didn't want to. It's just like, I don't know, like you're better at this, Lord, than I am in terms of figuring out where I'm going to find the time to do anything besides what you've asked me already to do. Because I've got things besides the ministry to do, right? I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm all these things, right? So I have, a lot on my plate. So I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. You need to bring someone in this ministry to help me. And so He brought in Shallon, and over the last year, I've done a lot of praying. And I believe He's been calling me to start a channel to help people, like I explained to you. But initially I thought it was just only secular, like don't talk to believers. And not yesterday, but Monday, when He gave me the vision, He gave me Matthew 10. So I highly encourage you to read Matthew 10. It is so amazing. But a big part of Matthew 10 is going to believers, or actually the lost sheep. So believers who are maybe lost or on the border, or maybe considering leaving the faith. So I hope that this new channel will help encourage those believers and also unbelievers as well. So, anyways, about 6 months ago, He gave me an option to start. And so I started, and I was making the videos, and I was doing what I thought He wanted me to do, but my spirit wasn't in it. It was just like, this doesn't seem right to me, Lord. And so I launched it, and it fell flat on its face, and nobody knew about it, which was great, because then I could just delete it and just say, Lord, I tried. You don't need me to do this. I'm moving on. So I did. I scrapped it. I moved on. And He's been kind of poking at me after that the last, few months. And finally, I was talking to Lonnie here, actually in this very same room, and I was saying, gosh, I feel like the Lord's telling me to do this thing. And Lonnie smiles at me like he always does, because he's so kind. And he said, well, I'd love to hear more. And so I said, I'll just tell you more later, after I've kind of formulated it a little bit. So I was actually either that evening or the night, I was talking to him, and I said, this is what the Lord wants me to do, and I'm probably not going to do it. and I laugh at that, because that's just life. I think sometimes the Lord presents things to us, and we go, I might do it. and then you're like, nah, something else kind of distracts you, or you're like, no, I've already tried it. It fell flat. So it must not be from the Lord, or whatever excuse we give ourselves. For me, it's always like, but I don't have time, right? Because to me, time is like, the Lord knows time is my currency. Like, time is a thing that I need to work on not coveting, right? So anyways, I said I probably wouldn't do it. And then the next day or the next evening, I think it was the next day, I was putting some stuff up in the camper, in the van. And I was talking to God, and I was like, Lord, thank you so much for healing Dad Rollins. I'm so grateful to be able to be here to help out. Lord, please use me in any way you want. And if you want me to do this thing, will you light my butt on fire? Don't ever tell the Lord to light your butt on fire, because he will give you a dream that lights your butt on fire. And then you'll share with the world, without makeup on, in your nightgown, because you're like, the Lord just talked to me. And he did. And I'm so glad that he did. So all to say, he lit my butt on fire. He gave me confirmation that the conference is going to go great. And he's also saying, hey, take that next step. So I'm going to do it. I went ahead and launched a channel called One Blessed Step. Again, there's only one subscriber. So if you would like to subscribe, please do. I will not talk about this channel on Bible Journaling Ministries. This is only focused on Bible journaling in our Bible journaling conference. So if you want to learn more about just, connecting with me and just praising God through life, and how do you live life to the fullest with Jesus, you're going to want to follow that channel. So I'll put the description in that link. And with that, thank you guys so much for all of your amazing feedback. I so appreciate it. You guys are amazing. For those of you guys who don't know, I do have a process whenever the Lord comes to me with a dream. I'll share that with you quickly, just in case it might help you. So the first thing I do whenever the Lord gives me a dream, and I say this is a dream and not a vision because I was asleep during the process, and I know that the Lord really just works with me in my dreams. Like, that is like the best time for him to be like, you're not distracted. I'm going to be in there, and I'm going to just kind of wake you up a little bit. So my process is really when God gives me a dream like this, I really just hunker down, and all I do is focus on the Lord, just so I can be very in tune with him and very clear. So that means anything that I had planned for the last 2 days has been kind of pushed aside, and God has been in the first position, as he normally is. But I also have pushed back a lot of things that I thought I was going to be working on. So those things get pushed back. Nothing, but God comes first. So he comes first. It is what it is. So the way I put him first is I pray, and I read my Bible. And I read verses. So if you gave me a verse on Monday, I looked it up. Thank you so much. There were amazing verses. Some of the verses that you gave me were Isaiah 44:3, Ezekiel 2-10, Habakkuk 2:2, Jeremiah 8:20, Matthew 24. You gave me many good verses for me to look at. Thank you so much. I love when my wise friends say, hey, go to the Bible. And so that's one of the first things I do whenever I have one of these dreams. If the Holy Spirit leads me to record a video, I'm going to record a video. But I'd love to have had interpreted it before I tell you, because it's very difficult to just kind of put things out in public. But the Holy Spirit told me to do that, so I did that. So the very first thing I do is I, listen to the Holy Spirit. I'm Holy Spirit led. So if the Holy Spirit says, go talk to your husband, I'm going to do it. If the Holy Spirit says, record a video, I'm going to record a video. I also then pray, and then I read my Bible. And the Lord revealed Matthew 10 to me immediately after the dream. So, and the way he did that is I'm reading my Bible every even year. I read the Bible completely through. So he revealed Matthew 10 to me. And if you are curious about that, I encourage you to read it. It's amazing. It's when Jesus sends out the 12 disciples, and it's just amazing. Read it. It's so good. So after I pray, after I listen to Holy Spirit, I pray, I read the Bible, I study. And one of the things I'm really so thankful for is one of you guys said, hey, don't forget Habakkuk 2:2. And that's write the vision. And I hadn't written anything down until I got that verse from you. So thank you so much. And I started writing things down, and that was really helping me to digest things and to discern what the Lord was saying to me. So again, do what the Holy Spirit tells you to do. You pray, you read the word, You ask wise people what they think and what their suggestions are. You pray about it some more, and then you take the next step. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking actually 2 next steps, continuing to work on the conference, and super excited about that, October 16th through 18th. If you like those things, give this video a like. Don't forget to comment if you have attended the conference in the past. Put a number 1 in the comment. I would love to see how many people actually watch this video that are excited and want to see the conference again. So number 1, if you're excited about the conference, you've attended the conference, and you're excited, put a number 1 in the comment. Number 2, if you've never heard about the conference, put a number 2 in the comments, and I can just scan through and see how many people are new and now learning about the conference and hearing about what the Lord is telling me. So that's the first thing I want you to do. If you are interested in, again, following or participating in a small, I'm not even going to say small, the Lord's going to do what the Lord's going to do. But again, I only have 1 subscriber, so it's 1 blessed step. So join me there if you're interested in building a small community. I keep saying small, but I just don't know what the Lord's going to do, so I'm just going to leave it in His hands. So community about, helpful tips to live a full life, one you don't need a vacation from, one you enjoy living every day of your life. Again, that's 1 blessed step. So join me there. And with that, I'm excited to get back to Bible journaling. So let's go ahead and get started again with that. Have a good day. Love ya.